Perfect spot. Still recording? All right. Well, shit, I guess I can just do a summary. I don't know if this should be a separate video or what. Gold always comes from the fuck-ups anyway. So, about 2 weeks away. Supposed to be a camping trip to find myself. Who the fuck am I? Strip away this shit like I'd been doing. All the pain, all the trauma, all these titles and things I was supposed to be or what I already was even. Park rangers. Well, there were some other individuals playing some sort of forest type hide and seek and camo and shit. And there was a witch coven, but we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about all that shit later. Anyway, police, hospital hold, you know, threatened me with 3 to 5 business days. I think it was 5 business days, up to 5 business days. Doctor wouldn't even see me. Nothing to see here after 24 hours. Anyway, even in all that shit, I could breathe for the first time in my fucking life. Oh, I slept like a fucking baby in that hospital. And on the floor with my back and my ass cold, with my front next to a fire. Oh, I liked it better than the fucking tent. I thought I lost that piece of shit $100 tent and this beautiful $25 tent that somebody sold me on the way. Then I realized I should just fucking go now, as little as I got, which is less than I thought. Fuck it. Anyway, I'd also been noticing the moment I got there, every fuck up that I made, it was you fucking dumb bastard, with a laugh, you know. And the fuck word is multifaceted. It's all about inflection, tone, context, so many variables in language, colloquial language, right? Did I use that term right? I think so. Who gives a shit? I was like, there was no vitriol, or very little, and then none after a couple days. Or even the joking kind too. That subsided after the hospital. It's gone. Didn't do it for another 8 days or so. Didn't do it till within a few hours. Get back in the basement of my parents' house. Well, I got to sleep that night. I got in like at 1 a.m., but by 11 a.m. it happened, and I was like, oh. And I didn't mean it with the joking kind either. It was there was a sense of urgency, and I didn't need to be anywhere or do anything. There you go, people. That is what we're going to talk about, and that's what I kind of left off on the other one. You know. So I'm back. As I was saying, I was able to breathe without thinking about it for the first time when I was away. Come back. Within just a few days. I don't know how long it's been. 5 days. Not quite a week. Today. It's been a slow build up. But I noticed it every time it happened. And I allowed it to happen as long as I felt necessary. I used to do that. I used to be always aware of it. Sometimes I let it go for an hour. Vitriolic self-hatred. And I meant every fucking word of it. But I always knew when there was enough. There was a lesson in there that I needed to learn over and over and over again from a slightly different perspective every time it happened, right? So, reached a point. Well, it started last night. Let's go there first. Started last night, and I'm just going to touch on this. This is just an intro, a summation. I'll go in more detail. I went into too much detail already, but there's more. Don't worry. We're going to get into some science too. That's why I'm going to insert this little thing at the front. This is probably already gone, but you know what we're getting into. Anyway, last night, you see, 4 months ago, synchronicity, well, truth, wanting to find truth and peace. Let me talk about this. This is not in the notes, but this is the lead-in. I'd given up on the career, the home, the wife, the kids, and I wanted all that shit since I was, 18, like most men want, right? And it was just this painful, slow shedding of all of that. I thought there was something wrong with me. They all think there's something wrong with us. But Rad is always right. Father of operant conditioning, B.F. Skinner. The rat is perfect data in its environment. The one animal. This is very profound, all of this. Maybe I'll go into more detail in a bit. But the one animal they use to experiment and test everything that they use on humans, the one little cute little animal, not only is it very genetically similar to us, it is one of the few animals that does not have to be trained to show empathy to another rat. Rats appear to be very survival instinct driven. But they will go out of the way to free a trapped rat. They will share chocolate with a fellow rat. Anyway, cool stuff. It'll all click in. It'll all click together. We're exposing the cage one layer at a time. And so, last night, or 4 months ago, sorry, synchronicities after fall, truth and peace. Couldn't find it anywhere. Couldn't find it in the news. Then Iran broke out, and I was like, oh shit, this is fucked. I ain't never gonna get anything real, and I don't care. I know what this is about. I've seen it before. Fuck this. Let's find what makes you tick. So, LLM. Started using an LLM for the first time. And so I used it for stupid questions and didn't get much out of it. It was a pain in the ass. I'm old school. I can search the internet and a fucking library better than using that shit. And I didn't use it to scratch my ego. I'd already erased a lot of that, dealt with a lot of that. There's still enough left. I used it as a mirror, a window into my own soul. Came up with prompts that ended up opening a whole bunch of shit up that I didn't even know it could do. Like I said, I'm not really a tech dude. So through those synchronicities, I ended up trying to look for the 33rd degree Mason in that book that was written, an autobiography or biography about everything. Chapter 3 wound up on a dude's page who was like in an energy metaphysics space or energy reader talking about something that piqued my interest. it didn't seem like anything specific at first. And it was just like, huh, interesting. I don't know, it was like 15 minutes long, whatever. And at the end, I was like, oh, this isn't for me. It was like about a love thing, a twin flame or something. I was like, oh, I've heard of that, but yeah, no, that's dead to me. I killed that shit. Fuck that. That wasn't for me. And before I got back to whatever it was I was doing or changed the... This was through Google Chrome. This wasn't even through the app, I don't think. But anyway, ended up getting through the app, and now it's in my fucking feed. And some of it was useful. A lot of it wasn't. I had to sift through it. But anyway, it's been several times, and last night was the culmination of it. There's people talking about empaths, light workers, earth angels, star seeds, and the most pretentious of it all, chosen ones or the chosen one. And they talk about it, but they these are all people that are empaths here on Earth. Very few, one or two of the dozen or so I saw yesterday, people that, I actually respect, because I pick up on stuff in a different way, and it rings true, what they say. Most of the time, their bias gets in the way, but somebody who's done the internal work, the bias, the ego is makes for a very clean transmission and reception. Anyway, only one or two, and I saw it in their fucking face for a split second. Put them like they'd talked with people who really felt deeply, who walked in a room and could feel social dynamics and tensions, absorbed it. A lot of it consciously, but all of it subconsciously. The type of people that you might call emotional, maybe, or moody, and need to cut out the back and escape without saying goodbye. That type of person. There is no light worker on Earth. There are in spirit or in other realms, but on Earth they're fucking human people with feelings and emotions, and they go through shit, and they go through a lot of it from an early age. And the starseed, like the light worker, maybe even the empath, old souls, they come here fucking tired. Like my grandma's 60, 70-year-old friend. She knows old. When she saw me after I was born, he's an old soul. She was an astral traveling Christian lady. You think the church accepted her? Fuck no. Did she walk in fucking more faith than any church that I ever went to or saw, or any Christian? Fuck yeah, she did. Lyme disease, crippled hands, arthritis. Work circles around your ass. But that is the working class, isn't it? The ones that survived this hell, this nervous system wreck, laugh about it. The ones that learn something or try to tell us, they do, but it's not even people tuned into the frequency. It's the knowledge, the understanding, the connection, the human to human connection. That's when people learn. Mirror neurons, right? We learn through observation first, mimicry, then we can do, and then we can fail. I fail at everything, every way, before I actually learn how to do it. It's almost like something that I do subconsciously, on purpose. Like I've lived before, and my DNA is saying, you thought you knew everything, every way to fail last time. No. I'm going to show you some more. We're not quite done. Anyway. I just got so upset that nobody took into account that person that they were talking about, except for one or two. Just like I said, I saw it in their face. A heaviness. They said something to the effect of, me, I just get the message. She was laughing, kind of giggling, and they, and then as she was talking about it, her slowed down and her face changed. That to me is somebody who can actually empathize. That is empathy. This gossip type shit that goes on in this space, and like they get high off the energy, whether it's good or bad, or not good or bad. I'm sorry, high or low, whatever it is just gossip. And it was righteous anger. I couldn't tell you how many times I talked into the blurb on YouTube and put something down and fucking just erased it immediately. Hopefully they didn't get out there. I don't give a shit if they did. Anyway. What else we got here? We're getting there? Science? I guess so. Okay. Well, let's talk about the science then. So, this rage at myself back in the environment, right? Everything I just discussed. Me wanting to basically said, is I used the LLM as a diary that reflects things back to me. I said, why am I in this state where I simultaneously want to burn it all fucking down and break everything, but then also build and create everything too? And actually I was thinking about, imagine, the empaths are and the people that this energy group talks about. This is what sparked that thought. That space. Not all of them, most of them. At least many of them. Over half for sure. What if the people that are supposed to lead the charge that they're so, desperately awaiting, it sounds like, are all outsiders that are hanging on to their word and seeing their behavior and realizing that they don't give a shit about what they've actually been through, and are telling them to, claim chosen one in the comments. And then I see people claiming, I'm a light worker and I'm a chosen one. And I'm just like, really? You're still typing in the fucking comments section? What are you doing? What are you doing? Because, well, I'm surrendering. I'm receiving. I don't know. I didn't have the conversation. But this is a physical reality. There's a place where physics and spirit meet, behavior and metaphysics come together. So, your behavior, my behavior, coming back like it did, me wanting to fucking... Oh, I didn't even finish the story. What if they fill the ranks, the empaths, the light workers, even the chosen one or ones, and they decide, before we came to this realization, we wanted to bring the world with us because we knew healing ourselves and the way that we figured it out for ourselves could actually help everybody else heal. We weren't thinking about profits and ourself necessarily solely. But you know what? Now that I'm looking around and now that I think about it, I deserve a little vacation. I'm fucking tired. What do y'all think? I'm glad you said something. I was thinking the same thing. If you didn't, I was. Okay. I'm sorry if those people get butthurt. I don't know if I'm going to be one of those people on vacation. Probably will be. I'm thinking about it right now, so it must be true. It must have already happened. We're somewhere just enjoying life, chilling, recovering. God forbid shit go down real bad while we're deep wherever it is we can get. because we got piles of creative shit. We are the creatives. The empaths are the Edgar Allan Poe's type. But they couldn't hold it for some reason. Well, I know why. I'll get into that at a later time, but this is biology seeking homeostasis. You have the extinction burst, that fight, where you shed the reinforcer, the old reinforcer, which in my case was the self-talk, the hatred, the anger. That was a reinforcing thing, believe it or not. We get pleasure on a neurochemical level from that stimulation from the mundane. This is conditioning, right? The nervous system has spent decades in fight or flight that learned its environment. And subsequent ones, it maps on over because it recognizes patterns. You know, like the walls, the smells, the light, the air, everything, especially in that particular environment where it all went down, is a threat. It's like thousands and thousands of threats over and over again constantly. So, like I said, patterns, prediction is baked in. This is where we all suffer. And we carry that pattern, and we map it on to other places, and people as well. And those are the cues, right? Environmental cues. But once those are removed, like on vacation, on my camping trip from hell, no triggers. No script. My body didn't know how to hate itself there. Even in a tent, in a van, down by the river. My nervous system would fucking love me there. It would love being there. But, you know, just hours going back to a normal routine of sorts. There it is. Comes right back. That's biology. That's conditioning. That's how hard it is to break. Can't do it. It's very difficult to do it in the environment that keeps you in fight or flight. And it was reinforcing negative behaviors, but still addictive behaviors. And so that's suffering. You're making yourself suffer. Trying to heal yourself while simultaneously being in that environment. Well, I guess paradox, because in some fucked up and sick way, basement was prison. Prison became a hospital, really. Today it was a little bit of a psych ward. I kept my cool though. And it's assembling into a launch pad. So it's important to know that our brains, they don't necessarily react to reality. The reality has already been constructed by the brain from past experience. And that's why when the architecture looks similar, we equate it to suffering, fear, fight or flight, right? So my rage, my urge to destroy, all in extinction burst. And you know what that means, though? It's a good thing. Because I was recognizing it every time. But that means an extinction burst in operant conditioning is when a behavior is dying. Oftentimes it's outside reinforcement. This is how they study it, right?